Welcome back to my channel. This is Hot Mess and Hot Glue. My name is Lynn. Let's have some fun. Today I've got some, I don't know, I kind of wanted to do a little bit for the bathroom decor. I really haven't done much. So in our current bathroom, we have one downstairs that we kind of use for guests and stuff. And so it just needs a little bit of extra love. So I thought we would make just some fun little quick and easy budget-friendly decor items. And so I have this picture, and I got this from Hobby Lobby and it was on clearance. I think I paid like $2 for it. The quality is outstanding. And so I just wanted to keep it as is for the most part. I just painted over the "You've Got to Be Kitten Me" or something. It was cute. It just didn't, that wasn't what I wanted in the bathroom. So painted over that with just a chalkboard paint. And then I'm going to use this printout that I made. And all I'm going to do is rub white chalk on it so that it helps me when I put the paper down onto the black background and I trace over it. It will give me a chalk outline for the transfer. So if you have a Cricut, please do so. I wanted to use mine, but I also kind of just wanted to have fun and be a little bit more relaxed. And not everyone has a Cricut, so I truly try to keep as many different options open as possible. And so just using a paint marker, I'm going to go through and just kind of go over those chalk outlines and kind of bring this little male and female bathroom sign to life just a smidge. That is it. Couple coats of paint, little bit of paint marker, and I just think this thing is so cute. It's adorable, and it's a nice little addition to the bathroom. I did see some really cute ones where the little figurines are almost like trying to hold in, you know, like they have to go to the bathroom, but they're holding it in. It's kind of funny, but I didn't do that. I decided just to keep it kind of simple. To the next project is another incredibly simple one. This was another item that I got at Hobby Lobby on clearance. It was normally, what was it, $30. There's no way I'd ever paid that. And I got it on clearance for like $8, like 7 and change. All I did was take that gold, I painted it black. That's it. Now I had another basket with the same cane material that I had thrifted a while back, so I just painted those to match, and I'm using those to style in the bathroom. Now I came across the idea of using this Dollar Tree 3-ring wreath form, and I really like these. I like that they're, I like the color of them. Instead of it being black or silver, it's really not like brass at all. I mean, it has a decent taupe look to it, but it says brass on the tag. It's definitely not brass. So I bent them back and forth and got them to separate at their weak spots. And then I'm just going to go through with a bunch of this like little bucket of beads that I have, and I'm just going to string beads onto all 3 of these different sized rings. Now I needed to close these back up so that they were secure, and I didn't have any electrical tape, and I really like using electrical tape for something like this. And so I just added a small bead of hot glue, and then I let it cool down just a little. Now, using my Lindley Edition cordless glue gun from Surebonder is amazing. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but in November, they honored me by making me the maker of the month, and that was a gift that they sent me, was the Lindley glue gun, and I just think it's adorable and I love it, and I cannot thank them enough for being so kind and generous. Now, after the glue was a little bit dry, kind of cooled down, then I decided to just wrap it up a little bit. Again, if I had electrical tape, I would have used that, but I couldn't find it at the time. And so now that we've got these kind of, they're all set, I know basically where I want everything. I'm going to go in and I kind of add a small dab of hot glue in between each one of the beads. And this way they don't move around too much, and I can have a little bit more control over where they're more prominently going to be displayed. So I'm sure there's 100 million ways of connecting these that would have been better. I was just in the zone. I was watching some Netflix, and this is just kind of what I came up with to connect them. And after I saw it, I was like, there has to be 2 million ways of doing this better. First, I used popsicle sticks. Then on top of that, I used some tumbling tower blocks, and I just kind of glued all those together. And then I'm wrapping this like nautical rope, but it's the lighter color one that separates in a little bit thinner strands. And I'm just unraveling that, and I wrap it all around the top, and then I'm just gonna add some Dollar Tree garland. Now, I got this a while ago, and I been cleaning out my craft stash because we're going to be moving soon, and I came across this garland that I never used, so I had to get that used, and I'm just kind of placing it all over the place. Now, I will say I probably went a little overboard when it came to adding the greenery on this, but in the end, I still actually really like it. It's just, I never quite know when enough is enough when it comes to greenery. Sometimes I feel like it's like pitiful looking, and other times it's almost like way too much like an 80s hairdo, and I can't find that middle ground. In the end though, like I said, I did like it. I just kind of added stuff that I had on hand, and just kind of filled it up. And then I had this flower pick that I got at Walmart. It was a $6 pick, and I've used some of it last year, and then I had a couple of the white flowers left over. When I tried to put both on, they didn't fit right. They weren't looking good. So what I did was I decided to take apart one of the flowers. And I've done this before in a previous video, but this is what I like to do as far as just kind of like bulking up and adding a little bit more volume to either Dollar Tree flowers or just flowers that I feel like you could use two, but they won't fit, kind of like in this situation. So all I'm doing is adding a dab of hot glue here and there, and I just kind of fold it up. And so what I do is just kind of create like a thicker, more robust, like petal layering when it comes to this flower. So I'll go ahead and just speed this up so you don't have to watch me do this over and over again, because you get the idea, but this works really well. And it really created a nice, really pretty and full looking flower once it was all said and done. I decided to go ahead and use some of this wired jute cord that I also got from the Dollar Tree, created a small loop on the back, and that was how I hung this up. Now, I didn't want the loop to show when it was hung, so I did kind of a small, tight little hanger, but I just think this came out so cute. It's very neutral. It's absolutely not seasonal in any way, but if you wanted to, you could add some really cute seasonal elements to this. And then, I don't know, this one I'm a little torn on. I think I was in the right direction at one point, and then I know where I don't like it. So we'll get to that when that part comes up. But I had this picture holder from the Dollar Tree for a while, and it was just sitting in my studio, and I had a couple pictures on it, but I thought, gosh, it's time to kind of repurpose this and give this just a little bit more of a new life. And I came across this really cute Valentine's Day shape, and I just really liked the shape of it. This kind of modern, rainbow shaped kind of. And so I decided that I was going to just try to utilize the shapes as much as possible to my advantage. And originally I thought I was going to take some wire cutters and kind of like cut them, but cutting them where they weren't meeting, so where they weren't like soldered together, was actually really difficult. So I decided to just break the connection right at the soldered line. It was a little bit difficult, but it wasn't insane. I mean, I was actually able to do it where it didn't feel like I was going to be able to break through had I done that towards like the middle of that wire. So, I mean, high five for the great quality. It just was very difficult for me to take apart in DIY. So once these are separated, I've kind of just am making this up as I go. I'm just grabbing some more beads from my gigantic bucket of just like random beads that I have, and I'm just kind of stringing them on. And again, I have no real visual plan. I knew I wanted to do something with the beads. I knew I wanted to keep it neutral, but I also wanted some kind of a pattern, but not necessarily too obvious of a pattern, I guess, if that makes any sense. And so I had a lot of these darker beads left over from a Christmas garland that I made, and I just really like the two different tones, having that like stained bead and then the natural bead. And that was one of the reasons why I bought the stained beads, is because it was going to take me longer to try and stain them. So for the connecting of this, I just used some tape to connect the back portion of it, and it's extremely sturdy. Now, this is kind of where it went wrong. So having it plain black wasn't going to work. And so I just decided to use this little, it's a makeup tool. I think it's like a, I don't know, spatula or something. I use it just for my crafting. And I'm just dipping it in paint, and I'm using it to create some kind of a little bit like bohemian style pattern. But because I didn't line them up with those beaded lines, I can't stand it. Like, it literally drives me crazy. I was really hoping that I could get over it, and I haven't been able to get over it. So I like it. I like the idea of it, but I have to go back through, and I have to paint that over again, and I have to set those these candles are very popular, but I didn't have like anything to make a candle. So I just decided to take the idea of it and make a candle holder. So once I got everything put together and it's all secured, I hot glue it all on, took it out in the garage, and I gave it 2 coats of a satin black spray paint. Now that was a little bit tricky because there was a lot of grooves to try to get in, but the spray paint was definitely the way to go. Here are a couple ways that I have styled it just to kind of show you. You could put a candle on it, all kinds of options. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you. Here are some more videos that I've done that you just might like. Some of them are even from last year, so you might want to check them out. This month actually makes 1 full year since the first YouTube video I released. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.